Hello everybody, greetings from Boston. I'm going to do my little section here on emotional and social development for 10-year-olds through 15-year-olds. And to begin with, one of the things we want to take note of when working with this age group is the formation of self-esteem and identity. Really, at the beginning of the stage, you have children who are beginning to rise in self-esteem, as it indicates on the slide. And that will progress through to the point where they really begin to create for themselves a unique identity, kind of a complete sense of self. Part of the building blocks for that are going to be, as it says on the left-hand side of the slide there, the differentiation between achievement, ability, and effort. In other words, so for example, in your class, they may get a C+ back on a test or a quiz, and they will fully grasp and be able to understand the difference between a C+ where they truly didn't understand it and a C+ where they probably could have understood it and simply didn't put in the effort. So that's an important understanding or important distinction to understand as a teacher, that there is a differentiation there. In addition to the formation of identity, and really, as a component or a corollary to that, is the beginning to pull away from their parents and perhaps others, so other adults in their lives. So this is the period where, as parents, we begin to see some conflict with these rising adolescents, hence the parents equals annoying on the slide. And really the beginning of identification, not with themselves as part of the family unit, or not an exclusion to that, but not seeing themselves as little mom or little dad, but really identifying with their peer group instead. And that their friends and their peers really become the critical people in their lives to the completion of their identity. And that might seem like a little bit of a contradiction in that they're trying to seek their own identity, but traveling in packs. But that's part of the stage. So at the beginning of this stage, and more towards the 10-year-olds, cliques and peer pressure are particularly intense, where you're going to see, the kind of the classic model of young preteens or early teens traveling through the mall or through the neighborhood, or through the lunch line at school, literally in packs, identifying with each other and mimicking each other, dressing alike, listening to the same music. That will fade as they reach the end of this stage, where they begin to identify and create their own unique sense of self. Early in this stage, gender role conformity is particularly important. Boys do this, girls do that. That's something that boys do, that's something that girls do. As their unique sense of self begins to emerge, that sense of gender role conformity will decrease. Phrases like tomboy will be used less, and it will simply be what that person does or what this person does. So what does this mean for us as teachers? Well, first and foremost, it means that particularly early in the stage, we want to be aware of the importance of peer pressure and peer group identification, as well as how to incorporate that into lessons. So things like social role playing can be particularly important. Allowing students to thoughtfully, and they underline thoughtfully there, select the members of the groups that they work in, and to talk through the decisions in terms of why they choose who they choose, and to make that explicit as opposed to implicit. Oftentimes, just allowing them to choose groups without thinking through that process can kind of exacerbate some of the difficult social situations for boys or girls who feel excluded. But talking through that and making those decisions public and kind of conscious can help not only the boys and girls who are making those decisions or doing the talking more socially aware, but also the other children who are listening to that explanation. But in addition to role-playing, which can progress through this period to social role-playing, which involves switching genders to kind of play with that, the importance of gender role conformity, and finally with, particularly in the later years, with pseudo-adult situations. For example, the issues of sexual maturity, romance, dating, drug use, things where those may be entering into the calculus for the kids, giving them an opportunity to think through that. And then finally, in terms of cognitive development, allowing the students, giving the students an opportunity to do more self-reflection or reflective exercises where they're looking at not only what they did in a particular subject area, be it history, math, or English, but connecting that to their own lives. Again, going back to the importance of personal or self-identity, the formation of identity, they need the opportunity to, as part of the work that they're doing for forming their identity, they need the opportunity to take whatever it is they're learning, whether it's a Shakespeare play or a lesson in physics about how the world works, and make that personal and connect that to their own lives. And so those kinds of self-reflective or self-assessment exercises can be particularly important for kids at this age group. So that's it. If you have any questions, sorry I'm not here to answer them, but I think the rest of my group there will be happy to field them. So again, thanks everybody for a great class, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Take care. Bye.